We just heard retired General Marc talk about what it takes for the future president, whoever he or she is, to keep this country safe. Well, as Tuesday's GOP debate gets closer and closer, let's talk about what the candidates need to do to convince all of you that they're up to the job. CNN political commentators Ben Ferguson, Marc Lamont back with me. Let's begin with you, Ben. Marc, I should say Marc. Marc, you
People get us mixed up all the time.
Got the last word last time.
We
Marc,
get mixed up all the time.
Despite taking criticism from both parties, across the board for saying and proposing that Muslims should be temporarily banned from entering the United States, even subsequent polls taken in part after show that he is still surging, Donald Trump. Do you think this is going to affect the way that his competitors talk on stage on Tuesday night, even though almost all of them have come out and just swung at him for those comments?
Absolutely. It's going to totally inform their comments because on the one hand, they may actually have some moral outrage about this. Most politicians on both sides of the aisle aren't driven by their morals and ethics, are driven by strategy. But I think some of them are genuinely outraged by this. And they also want to be in step with the Americans who said, hey, Trump is offbeat on this. Trump is wrong on this. At the same time, they don't want to lose track of those voters who didn't disagree with Trump. A whole bunch of people agreed with him and are continuing to vote for him. It's the Ted Cruz logic. I don't want to throw Trump away because then I throw away his potential votes. So what you do is you walk that tightrope where you say, okay, I won't go as far as Trump goes, but I'm going to go much farther than Democrats go.
Here's what I would counter, and Ben, to you. Does walking a tightrope get you anywhere? Because I think if this electorate has shown one thing, it's that they are sick of ambiguity.
It's so easy. This may be the best opportunity for anyone on stage to really make an intense attack on Donald Trump by showing just how extreme he is, while they can take a course that makes a lot more sense without making Trump supporters mad. And how you do it is you walk out there and say, look, there are obviously some issues with immigration right now and with the process that we saw with the San Bernardino shooter. Great example is, how do you get your hands on one of these fiance, passports, or not passport, but, fiance to get a visa to come into this country? And if you walk out on stage and you say, we can have a moratorium until we make sure we have a secure system set up where anyone that's traveling from a country where it's a hotbed for terrorism, we're going to put a moratorium out there. That has nothing to do with them being Muslim. It has nothing to do with the religion. And that, I think, could allow a candidate to be very smart and show that, look, you got to have a thought-out plan. You just can't go out there and throw bomb ideas like Donald Trump does. You can show a complete contrast and understanding of the issues, because I think most Americans say they feel like there is a real threat to terrorism right now. We've seen polls now that have shown that. So you have to connect with that, but you don't have to say, as Trump said, I'm banning all Muslims.
I got to jump in. Stay with me.